Hi, this is Master Kent. In this video, I will share with you something about time intelligence. So let's take a closer look. So we will discuss some of the concept that it shows on this formula. There is the calendar dex functions, first date, and I will talk about that the first date. What is the first date does? Just as the name suggests, is the first date in the given uh, context. Okay, so we get a first date. So for example, here this is the first date in this internet sales channel. Okay. There is a table that is called internet sales, and there is a column called sales state key. So okay, and the first date returns a table that contains a single column and a single value. Yes, it returns a single column. It can be used as an argument to any function that requires a table in this argument. First date. Also, the return can be used as this. So let's come back here. Do we have the first date here? Yes, we have. So basically here, this is to uh, generate a calendar on the fly, and the first date of that calendar is depends on the reported date in the employee data table. So there are two tables here. So let me just draw something here. So you can still think of it as like an Excel file, okay, like an Excel file. So and then in the generate a table, a calendar. Oops. Do I have the? All right. Let's just do it again then. Why is this? Wait, Control Y. See whether it works there. No, does not have Control Y. Okay, let's just go here one more time. Okay. So Control C, Control V. Okay, so basically these are the two, and there is a table. This table is called the employee data. And there is also so it will generate a calendar. So this is basically a calendar, and the table is called base table. So for base table to generate the calendar, we need to get the first date of the report date. So there's a column that is called, in the table there's a column called report date. It's called report date column. So I just use a square curvature to represent that. So based on that, we use it to generate where is it? A report date. Yeah, based on this, use this to generate a calendar, and from the base calendar, we can add a further columns, add a few more columns there, and that is how it was designed for. So what does it mean first date? Well, we can use the COVID data to explain that. So I have data that generated from the that retrieved from the Malaysia government site, and there you can see that I there's a lot of dates. If I take a closer look at the depth table, okay, depth state table So there's a lot of dates here. So there's a lot of dates. See that? So there's a lot of dates, and the first day is 17 March. Okay, so but however, the first date shows here is not. Why is it so for? This is actually generated with the first recorded date. What is the first recorded date? The first recorded date is first date. Exactly. We're using that DAX formula. So over here, we come over here, you can just type first date. Okay, it takes a while, but anyway, just go here. So that's the first day. But in my raw data, the first day is 17 March. This is 2020, but why is that so? It shows this here. Now that's because that I have a filter. Oh, sorry, I have a slicer. It's over here, slicer. So the slicer says change the context. The context start from 2022, January 1st, 2022 to 2022 to 18. So that is what it means that when the when you talk about the first date, it is the current context, not getting it from the very first date from the date from the table itself. It's not. So how do we change that? Well, we click on this here, change the date to 2020 because the outbreak the pandemic start from 2022. So now you can see that immediately it becomes 17 because this is the first date. Okay, so but now I want to know what's the last date? Oh, the last date is 18. Was it that? Well, actually, it really depends on if I put 10, it will be 10 because it all depends on this context that's controlled there. So if I changed it to today 22, let's do 18. Now that's because that the data that I retrieve is up to 18 2. So although you want to get information stuff between 22 to 22, and also the chart below, which is in the cluster column chart, also shows the accumulated this the that case over the state, and these are the state here. So well, uh, how do I update this? Well, you can do that by going to format data and look at data source. You see, these are the data source that I retrieve from. Okay, and we can just change. You can just change the source if you want to. See that? Okay, so but I'm not interested to change the source. I just want to refresh it. So just click refresh. So what happened is that it will Power BI will go to the Malaysia open data site to retrieve the latest information, and in a short while you can see that it should change to yes, yesterday date. Okay, so because today's date is really this day here. So so let's see. Okay, that's it. That is something we want to discuss today on the first date. So if you know the first date, of course you can do the last date, and that's how we do this using this to get the last date in the table depth sales. So we come over here. This is the DAX measure last date based on the table that state and the date column. So over here we check the last date. So can we find the last date? Well, actually, did already. Oh yeah, we can use the sub descendant. So it should be showing you that the last date is 21st February. That's it. Exactly. Well, so one is using last date, and the other is using the first date. And we also talk about how to create a calendar based on the first date. And further on, you can add columns as you want to. Okay, thanks for watching, and I've been contacted at this link. So hopefully this is useful to you. I sharing these informations to many. Yeah, thanks for watching it. God bless you. God bless Asia. I thank Jesus for giving me ability to share. Malaysia boleh.